What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Natty Baps. Shabazz is somewhere, man. He'll pop up soon. He'll pop up soon on us shortly. Welcome Tuesday recap show. Wild card weekend was in the books. Some teams really fraudulent. Some teams really fraudulent, and we called it from before. We were like, yo, this team's not that good, despite the record. Team's not that good. Minnesota. Some quarterbacks, some that we love, some that we hate, didn't perform well. Did not perform well. Some our favorite quarterbacks got their monkey off their back, and they're ready to be a new. It's a new era in the playoff football. If you know, you know. I'm Natty Babs. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining. Shabazz somewhere, man. Like I said, he's somewhere though. But again, you got me. He'll be here soon. But before we begin, shout out to Notre Dame taking care of business against Penn State Thursday night. This weekend was awesome in terms of there was an important football game from Thursday to Monday. The last 5 days have been awesome watching football. And here we go about to talk with you guys. Before I begin, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get after it. First off, we're going to start with the college football playoffs really quickly, the recap, and talk about the Natty. Like, obviously, we're going to give our prediction for the Natty tomorrow, but how we got there. Notre Dame, Thursday night, took care of Penn State, 27-24. Watching the game, I was devastated. I was elated. I was running all the emotions that you can possibly run through. That's what I was going through. Notre Dame was down 10-0 at halftime. 10-3 at halftime, I apologize. Riley Leonard gets a concussion, comes back, and then all of a sudden our team knows how to run the ball again. It was a fantastic game. It's the playoff, in my opinion, has been a huge success, obviously because Notre Dame is in the national title game. But at the end of the day, I think the college football playoff has been a success. Obviously, I hope that they do reseeding going forward. But Notre Dame in the national title game, they're taking on Ohio State Monday. I'm nervous, but we can beat them. We can beat them. I'm not scared. I'm nervous, but I'm not scared. Word. But yeah, college football aside, that was cool. But we get to the nitty-gritty. We're gonna talk about all the NFL breakdown, starting with Saturday, the Texans game special, the AFC South special. You know, the 4:30 on the 4:30 ESPN, or this time was on CBS, but the 4:30 link. You know, the 4:30 EST on Saturday. Texans beat the Chargers 32-12 behind Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions. 4. Justin Herbert threw more interceptions in that Saturday game than he did all season. Let me say that one more time. He threw 3 picks the entire season. This time he threw 4. Now, to his credit, 2 of them were not his fault. 2 of them were, as we have fire trucks going past my house. 2 of them were not his fault. One hit in the hands. Hit the tight end, Will Dissly, in the hands, popped up. Derek Stingley Jr. catched it. Boom. Interception. The other one, little high for Ladd McConkey, who's the only receiver for the Chargers, by the way, that showed up. So you're like, damn. So Justin Herbert throws 4 interceptions. Oh, he's alive.
I had to handle some things. I'll put you off cam.
Okay. But I'm talking about Justin Herbert. 2 of the 4 picks, not his fault, but he threw 4 picks. On the stat sheet, it'll say 4 picks. He had completed, I believe, I'm going to look up the stat, but I think he completed only 14 passes. Like, I'm going to be specific. I'm going to figure out exactly how many he completed. But it was the 3rd worst of his career in terms of completion percentage. The 4th most picks is the most he's thrown in a game ever. And again, like I had just mentioned, he threw 3 interceptions the entire season, right? If it wasn't for Ladd McConkey, he completed 14 passes. He completed 14 passes for 14 out of 32 for 242 yards. And Ladd McConkey had 9 for 197. So you're getting no other production. You're getting no other help from Quentin Johnston out of TCU, who I adored from in college. Will Dissly talked about the dropped. DJ Shark, Tucker Fisk, Darius Davis. Nobody. Quentin Johnston had a 0. Zeros across the board. One of the picks he threw was going to Quentin Johnston. So yes, Texas defense handled business. The Texas offense didn't have to do anything. They were frankly trying to give the game away. CJ Stroud didn't have to do much. He wasn't like, oh my God, like this is a new leaf for him. Yes, he had 22, he completed 66% of his passes for 282 yards. Run game, Joe Mixon, he handled his business, especially in the fourth quarter when they try to ice the game and milk the clock and get the game out of there. Joe Mixon is, again, we talk about free agent acquisitions all the time or trades in the offseason. Joe Mixon gets the short end of the stick because, he's the fourth best offseason guy between Josh Jacobs, who we'll talk about later, Derrick Henry, who we'll talk about later, and Saquon Barkley. Those are the big three in terms of free agents going or new teams, new running backs. Joe Mixon is a perfect running back for Texas, for Houston. Being able, he's good. He said you had said for the past F Joe Mixon, kind of like how I feel about Mike Evans. I don't know, it's because was playing for Cincinnati, maybe because he was a little overrated, but he's not overrated. He's perfectly rated at this moment in time. I think he's a great running back for what the Texans need to do. The offense didn't have to do anything because the Texans got a pick six, a fucking block punt, a block field goal. That's 9 points right there. The offense only scored 12, and one touchdown was off of like just Ladd McConkey doing Ladd McConkey things. 9 for 197. He's a stud. He's going to be fantastic. But where did the Chargers go from here? They need receivers badly. They need a guy that you get like Malik Neighbors, a Terry McLaurin, and I hate to say it, a Mike Evans. Push comes to shove, I got to get this guy the ball because, yes, Ladd McConkey's awesome, but they need more weapons. They need all the weapons you can get. And as much as I want to say this, the running game, Ravens leftovers. Like, no shade to J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, but they had 16 carries between the two of them. 16 carries. The game was not out of reach. The game was not bad. It was 10-6 at halftime. It was 10-6 at halftime. Why are you not committed to running the ball? Why are you not trying to get it? Because Justin Herbert is trying to do so much. And of course, when your quarterback doing too much, you get a bad play. You get bad plays. Yes, Justin Herbert threw 4 picks. I'm not absolving him. Worst game ever. I'm not doing a Dan Orlovsky. Oh, it was okay. No. Justin Herbert was ass on Saturday afternoon. His team did him no favors. All season long, we were hyping up Jim Harbaugh. All season long, we're like, hey, they run the ball. They play action. They're a tough nose. Justin Herbert had 23 touchdowns total with 3 picks. Ball control, run the ball, play good defense. Their defense made it happen. Khalil Mack had a sack. Derwin James had a big play. Joey Bosa had a big play. At the end of the day, you get paid the big bucks. And unfortunately, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You get paid the big bucks. You have all this talent. You're 0-2 in the playoffs. And yes, playoffs isn't everything, but we talked about it at nauseum last show. Regular season is great. There might be guys who never make the playoffs. Joe Thomas, all pro, all Hall of Fame left tackle, was on the Browns forever. Never made the playoffs. Calvin Johnson made the playoffs like twice in his career.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you become legendary is what you do in the playoffs. And right now, Justin Herbert, I can't claim him as top 5 anymore. Can't claim it as much as I want. His no receiver. Like, you throw 4 picks. We're gonna talk about Jordan Love, who threw 3 picks. I think personally Jordan Love's is worse because his picks came directly at the guys. Like, there was no the guy dropped it or whatever. But that's like parsing stones. I talked for a little bit too long because they're here now. Texans win, cool. But I'm hella disappointed. And I'm pretty sure you are. Well, I don't want to speak for you, but hella disappointed in Justin Herbert's performance. Like, hella disappointed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because we talked about it on Tuesday. And no, we never showed it. We talked about it on Wednesday. Moments, right? Ladd McConkey cooked 188 yards, your first ever playoff game. Moments, 86 yard on, I think, 3rd and 2, slant to the crib. moment. Quentin Johnson donut. We was hyping him up because like week 18 against the Raiders, he had like 13 catches for like a buck 32, and everyone was like, "Oh, like we can carry this momentum into the postseason." But yet, no, we didn't do anything. I also want vindication. Let me find the clip for everyone that was saying, "Oh,
vindication."
Everyone that was saying Greg Roman made Lamar Jackson. Hold that L. Because when push came to shove, now I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice, and I can acknowledge the fact that they could have easily got the flashy pick in Neighbors in Brian Thomas, but they was like, "Yo, we're gonna work on the trenches." And the trenches, it worked out because you got your tackles for the next 5-10 years. You have that. That off season, you hit up T McGee, like, "Yo, we got some bread for you. Hold it down. Come through." Devontae for a discount. Little 1 year rental. Hey, we got some bread for you. Pull up. You have so much. Who wouldn't want to play? And then any running back that can come through with that offensive line can succeed. Can succeed. That defense is getting a very old. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derwin James. They're very old veterans. So you might want to start replacing them. They took pay cuts to stay, but you might want to transition out of the old regime into the new one. Jim Harbaugh he's gonna have a bunch of Michigan guys in like the third, fourth, fifth round. He'll be okay. It'll be like Pete Carroll when he first got into Seattle from Stanford. He knew all these guys in USC. He knew all these kids that were coming in, so he has that advantage. Texans, good shit. I thought the Chargers was going. Everyone shut me up. Everyone, Rex Ryan was like, it was better than a bye. Oh, they about to it's a bye week. It's nah. Y'all put belt to ass. Y'all put belt to ass, and y'all deserve to win. Now, I'm rooting for y'all against Kansas City.
Oh, everybody is. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, but it might. It might. It honestly might. So we'll see. Chargers. Everyone. I think for so far to notice, Justin Herbert, you're not in top 5. It's okay. It's okay. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. What the yo? I said what was gonna happen. I said what was gonna happen, and it happened, man. I'm so happy that we won. Me, Nacho, I was on me, Nacho, and Matt was on COD for like the first half, and then we were just on Discord just watching the rest of the game. Every time Derrick Henry, big run, I'm like, yeah, get in there. Muffin, Minka Fitzpatrick. Mom. Isaiah Likely, bouncing the dude like a basketball. Mom. Lamar Jackson playing like regular season Lamar Jackson. And now I got to give Nick Wright credit. I got to give him credit because his criticism, although unfair at times, this time was fair because he was like, he doesn't play. Because like Lamar Jackson wins like 75% of his games. He wins way more than he loses in the regular season. He's on some Peyton Manning like regular season like greatness. But in the postseason, you similar with Peyton, we didn't see the consistency flip over when you turn the page into the postseason. But he did it. He didn't need to do much. He ran. He passed for 2 touchdowns. He was accurate. I think he missed 5 passes. And one of them was a bat down. So I say he missed 4 passes. He didn't throw for a lot of yards, but he didn't make any mistakes. I think he took 1 sack the entire game. Derrick Henry was the star of the show, but everything played off of Lamar because that zone read that's the vision that I had the entire offseason. Like, you keep with Lamar, you drag 3 people, and then you give it to give it to Henry on that crease, and he just runs 44 yards to the crib. That kind of vision. And then there was Stephen A was like, "You better win this game because Zay Flowers is out." And we won. We handled business. Bateman, big play, bait. Stop playing. I love this guy. I love my team. Defense, Brandon Stevens, you got cooked on a couple routes. Now, I think the best receiver you're going to play in these playoffs was George Pickens. Because Hopkins, he's not like a vertical threat. He's a route runner, but he's not really, like, at this point in his career, not really, like, vertical. The only person that could challenge you vertical was George Pickens. So he got you a couple times. Nick Wiggins, he got you one time for that touchdown. You're supposed to play outside leverage. You're supposed to be on the outside, not George Pickens. But that's a rookie mistake. Defense got after it. We ran the ball. We controlled the clock. I think we had the ball for 40 minutes. They had it for 20. So it was from start to finish, just long drives, 13, 15 drives that ended in touchdowns and not field goals with no turnovers. We live with that any day of the week. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. We go to Buffalo. But for me, Lamar proved why he's the MVP. Elku, thank you for rocking with your boy. Now we're on to Buffalo. Hopefully we get some Wild Wings and Wild Dubs in the same time.
What I was most impressed about was twofold. First off, in the first quarter, Lamar was running more effectively than I've ever seen him. Now, not ever, because he's obviously a dynamic runner. But in the first half, he was like, every time, it just felt like him and Jayden Daniels both. Like, they ran a lot, but not a lot, if that makes sense. It sounds like, what is this is now you're trying to say? Every time it was 3rd and 4, 3rd and 2, or 2nd and 6. And Lamar got out the pocket. The blocking was fantastic. He was just whoop, first down. Whoop, not taking the necessary hits. Get out of bounds and keep the chains moving and keep the clock going. 40 minutes to 20 minutes is wild in terms of time of possession. Shabazz said everything that needed to be said. One thing I want to mention, and I wish he was here, he'll come back. The Ravens as a team ran the ball, committed, and this is what I love Shannon Sharp because he's been honest about Lamar, and like he's obviously Ravens. He went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl with the Ravens, all that stuff. He said this on his show Nightcap. Go subscribe if you haven't subscribed. They committed. There's one thing to want to run the ball. The Ravens and the Baltimore Ravens committed themselves to running the ball with everybody. Lamar, Justice Hill, and obviously the king himself, Derrick Henry. They ran the ball in total 49 times. And really 48 times. And one of them was a kneel down. So let's round up real quick to almost 50 times for 299 yards. Let's round up to 300. That's almost 6 yards a carry. And we said this earlier in the season, if you don't remember. When it gets to cold weather, I don't want to be outside. I'm a big softie. I love watching football. I play tackle football and occasionally for Thanksgiving, that type of stuff. But it comes to hitting somebody, I'm cool. In the winter, nah, I'm good. And Derrick Henry in the second half, in the fourth quarter, when the team is committed like that to push and grew around for 6 yards to carry, I'm good. The Steelers. The Steelers, they were done. They were done. Yeah, they tried to make a quick comeback-ish with deep bombs because that's all the Steelers' offense is deep routes. But at some point in the fourth quarter, they didn't pass. They pulled a Michigan a couple years ago against Penn State where Michigan ran the ball against Penn State 37 straight times. I believe if you look at the drive chart for Baltimore, in the fourth quarter, it went run, punt, run, kneel downs. It's that's the type of shit you want as a team in the playoffs. Lamar making key throws to where they need to go. The touchdown to Justice Hill was peak Lamar. Running outside the pocket, running in the pocket. The pocket awareness, top tier. dump off to Justice Hill because he's wide open. Boom, easy walk-in touchdown. The touchdown to Rashad Bateman, chef's kiss. Looking, touch, boom, easy. Lamar is one of the most gifted players of the NFL we've ever seen. And this will be the year, and Shabazz will attest to this. This will be the year that he finally wins the big one. And I'm riding with Baltimore all the way. All the way. Elko, you're 100% right. Shout out to Nightcap. Shannon Sharp and Ocho, they are probably the most hilarious duo, but they're so insightful, and they keep it a buck. They always keep it a buck. So do me and Shabazz. We have our biases. We have the people we love and don't like, but they keep it like Shannon Sharp in terms of like X's and O's and listening to the breakdown of the game. Him and Dan Orlovsky on First Take good after it. But in terms of like football knowledge, they have forgotten more football than I've ever known. Shout out to Shannon.
Nah, they don't know nothing, Garrett. They don't know nothing.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. How you gonna he knows football. He's a Notre Dame fan. When he talk about Notre Dame, I fuck with him. That's my guy. That's your guy.
Dano?
Huh?
Dano?
Where? Anyway, you're a little bit hurt. You're a little bit biased because you talk about Ravens, stuff like that. And also, the next game, we be talking about Josh Allen, how he should be MVP and all that stuff. So, you're a little bit biased, a little hurt. But as a whole, non-biased, Dano is really insightful. And Bills, the yearly, and shout out to Nick Wright, gotta give him credit too. The yearly Archer Park Invitational as an Archer is like Archer Park whatever or Orchard Park, not Archer. Point is, the Bills every year are the 2 seed or the 3 seed or doesn't matter, and they get it. Basically, they get there better than a bye. They get the playoff win out the system. They shake off any rust. And James Cook, we and you were talking about it on Sunday while we were playing COD. Is James Cook better than Dalvin Cook? I said, me and Matt, not you, me and you, sorry. Me and Matt was talking about, is Dalvin Cook better than James Cook? I said, potentially, yeah. Because literally, like, yes, Dalvin Cook was on those Minnesota Vikings teams early in his career. They didn't really do much. And then he had some playoff success, yeah. But James Cook is a monster. He's exactly what Josh Allen needed, a consistent run game. Josh Allen, similar to Lamar, didn't have to do much this weekend. He didn't have to do anything. Defense made Bo Nix look sloppy, look gross, rookie mistakes. And their defense isn't even that great. So the fact that they made the Broncos offense, which at times is streaky, look pedestrian, not a big feat for me. What was impressive for me, though, was the Broncos' defense getting shredded.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like, nothing that they could do. Now, to Broncos' dismay, they had, like, 5 drives in the plus 50 territory, in Bills territory. And miss field goal, turnover on downs. Like, those are the plays you can't make in the playoffs. Game started, boom, 45-yard deep shot to, I think, Troy Flanken. I was like, oh, shit, Broncos here. Let's go. Upset alert. And then 31 straight points for the Bills. So, and we're going to talk about the preview tomorrow. But the way you beat Buffalo, run game, keep Josh Allen off the field, it's actually quite similar. The way you beat Baltimore and the way you beat Buffalo are quite similar. Keep the quarterbacks off the field. Have a great run game. Have this be and score touchdowns, not field goals. It's super simple. It's a super simple thing, but it's run the ball and keep their offense off the field. Like that, it's super simple as that's it. You just do those 2 things. But those 2 things might be hard when you have, again, that pressure of damn, they got the MVP, or in some people's eyes, soon to be MVP, whatever. 2 MVP caliber players, 2 all Hall of Fame caliber players, and you're staring daggers into their souls. Bills, I got no real takeaways. They took care of business. They host Baltimore, and probably, my opinion, the game of the year. And well, yeah, like this is what, like, yeah, let's go Houston, so that whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl. In my honest opinion, I truly believe, because I think Kansas City. It's like I saw somebody say this earlier on Twitter. They're like a 3-way deadlock. It's kind of wild. Chiefs, unfortunately, can beat Buffalo. Can beat Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore can beat Buffalo, and Buffalo can beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a circle of damn. So at some point, Ravens gotta be able to beat both. And you guys already beat Buffalo. You guys can beat Buffalo. That's I'm not worried. I'm not really worried. Can you get over the hump and win another great game, have another great Lamar performance? And like I mentioned earlier, you guys were committed to running the ball 49 times for 300 yards. Like 50, that's 6 yards to carry, bro. Like be committed, do what you gotta do, and keep Josh Allen off the field. Before you know it, it'll be over. So like good win by Buffalo, but we waiting. We waiting for Sunday night. We waiting for Sunday night. Like that's yeah. The playoffs is gonna be cool. I'm watching it. I'm watching it with my boys. UFC 311 is gonna be awesome on Saturday. Sunday we got the Rams, Eagles. That's cool, cool, cool. Everybody is gonna be turned in to Sunday night CBS Ravens Bills. I'm excited to break it down with you tomorrow. I'm excited to break it down with you tomorrow.
Excited too. I'm excited too. I'm actually happy that it's on Sunday. Like I'm glad that's the last game because you know what Saturday is. I told you the plans for Saturday, so like my Saturday is occupied. But my Sunday free. I'm like, all right, cool, cool, cool. And then my Monday free because Notre Dame gonna win it all, man. Fuck you talking about?
Hey man,
I
same
agree.
this.
That's a tomorrow conversation. Buffalo starts slow. That's been the like they're inconsistent with how they start because the game like against the Rams, they put up 45 and it was like dagger, 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 dagger. A little bit of a mud spot, dagger, 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 dagger. Against Detroit, straight every drive, they were putting points on the board every drive. Against Denver, though, at home, you're like, whoa, you let the rookie get an early lead, cool. But then you get like a bunch of red zone opportunities and you only score like once or twice. Because two touchdowns was like a 55-yarder Curtis Samuel, part of Brooklyn. E Hall, shout out to E Hall. And then the freaking, some might say, bullshit ass catch by Ty Johnson. Some might say. I'm one of those people that might say. Man's went out of bounds, but I they won the game. Second half, when they like, I think what confuses me about Buffalo is that those first drive or two, they're scripted. They're scripted plays. But the second half, they rolled teams. Like they rolled Denver. Like 21, like 31 unanswered overall, but 21 in the second half alone. Like that's overwhelming if you don't have the lead on them. And even if you do, uh they're gonna be hunted. They're gonna go to the last second. Am I worried? Not gonna lie, I ain't worried. I'm not. I'm honestly not. I'm honestly not. And it's not like a full sense of security that I'm feeling, but it's also like realistically, like, yo, we put belt to ass on y'all week 4. And was but we didn't have Amari Cooper and Matt Milano was out. Bro, Rosengarter, that was his first start. McCary switched over to the left guard. His first game at left guard. We missed a bunch of defensive players. Marcus Williams was still there. Eddie Jackson was still there. Our team was worse off. And we still put the belt to ass. We'll talk about more in depth tomorrow. But early reaction to it, I'm honestly not worried. If we don't get cute, Todd Monken, we will be in the AFC Championship game and hopefully hosting. But go win by Buffalo. About before I move on, what do you think? Nick Wright, he's saying that this 17 playoff format is trash because all the 7 seeds lose.
I know why they did it. I know why they did it. Right? They want more games. They want more revenue. That's why they did. That's why eventually the league's gonna go to an 18-week season. Like, hopefully with 2 buys, that would only make sense. My just big concern is usually the 7 seed doesn't, unless you're the Packers last year, like you're playing a team that, for all intents and purposes, should have gotten a bye, right? Like Philly should have gotten a bye. Like think about the way the old format worked, right? The top 2 seeds got the bye. The 7 seed was always like that. They just missed it type situation. But now you got teams that are, because if if a fifth would all be drunk, right? But if a situation where Miami could have gotten a 7 seed, that would have been Miami with a hurt Tua and a Tyreek Hill who's essentially checked out. They could have been a 7 seed and been in the playoff. That's not, in a sense, that's not entertaining. That's not exciting at all. So at one point, yes, you want more games. However, with more games comes potential for more duds. And for all intents and purposes, the AFC side of the bracket was trash this weekend. Hell, the entire playoffs, 1 for 5. There was one good game. Because even the Eagles game, we're gonna talk about that next, wasn't really a good game. It was sloppy, it was gross. Like the teams played, and like we'll talk about how bad the game was aesthetically. But in terms of competitive, oh my god, this is a playoff matchup. There was only one good game. Outside of that, like I'm not saying get rid of all the wild cards, because that in history you'll see a wild card team go crazy. But all I know is that the 7 seed it's here to stay. And at some point, I
It's
don't
gonna
know
be
how, but you know what I'm thinking. They probably
gonna
gonna
be
get an 8 seed and nobody. Which
I disagree with that last part. I think they could do
think they're
eight
gonna buy?
teams and then have the first 2 seeds be buys.
Oh,
Combination of the old system with the new system, where like you have the first 2 teams who earn the buys, great. Then you have 3 versus 8, 4, 7, 5, 6. But that's we're not in that league office. I wish we were. That's good money right there.
I'll try to sketch what that looks like. And I'm curious how that would play out in terms of later on, because you'll have 5. We'll worry about that later. Point is, they'll get to an 18-week season, and then they'll have an eighth team in the playoffs. They'll see.
Word.
It's all the money. It's all on the money. It's all on the money.
Follow the money. Gotta follow the money. Game two for Sunday. Jordan. Oh, love hurts, doesn't it? What's love got to do with it?
Jayden.
Jay, no. Eagles beat Packers 22-10 behind. Jordan Love 3 interception. Oh man, that was brutal. But also, like, you gotta put context in there. Like, that first one to Zach Bond, the tight end tripped and he didn't finish the route. But Jordan Love still shouldn't have thrown it. He knew he saw him and he still threw it that way. That Brett Favre gene was going crazy. The second one was more. Oh, cool. Of course you will. I'm talking about how. We're not talking about Ravens anymore. Fucking the second one was just an underthrown ball. Like, honestly, like he threw it.
Darius Slay a great player.
Darius Slay, he just beat the route and he just got inside and he got the ball. That third one, it was like more of a prayer, trying to make something happen. Cool. It's hard to win when all your receivers is out. But if they pay, and I should have mentioned it with Herbert. You hinted at it. I'll mention it with Herbert. I mentioned it with Love. I'll mention it with Darnold. I'll mention it with anyone who lost. Baker. If you a quarterback in the NFL, especially off like a second contract, they're paying you to be the solution of every problem that they have. Like, no matter what arises, they know, okay, Baker Mayfield or fucking Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, we paying you to whatever, do what you got to do. And in this case, like, he should have. Matt LaFleur also takes a little bit of blame because they kept running the ball and they kept succeeding, and then they took it out of Josh Jacobs' hands, and then that's when so I'm like, dude, like, you got cute. You wanted to. It's like a Russell Wilson situation. Like, you clearly gashing him with the run game, but yet you want the quarterback to get the shine. Like, nah, look at the Baltimore blueprint. Run the fucking rock, run the air out the joint. And then when it calls for it, then you pass it. But they're on second and 8 or 2nd and 7, and they're passing it when I'm like, yo, you got getting yards. Like, that got making something shake. And for Philly, I'm scared. I'm scared for Philly because of the emotional turmoil it's building up. It's building up, and I'm honestly worried for because AJ Brown reading books on the sideline. He's doing that on purpose. Jalen Hurts, they saying it's not Russ, but man, he ain't playing like damn near a month. Like, what do you want? Like, I get that, but you can't say Russ when he completed his first 6 passes, one for a touchdown. Then after that, it just went straight to the basura, and he just didn't look right. I don't know what Green Bay did, but they might have done something. They might have done something with, you know. And Elku, he's exactly right. Playing like it's week 2 or 3, not like he's not making turnovers. He's not causing turnovers, but he's just not making, he's not making like the wild plays. And he's honestly the weak link right now because against the Rams, we're gonna talk about it more tomorrow. The Rams got the better coach and they got the better quarterback. Now, skill position wise, you can say Philly got because they got Puka Nakua got hurt and Kyron got hurt and all that other stuff. But hey man, anything can happen in these playoffs. I don't know. Jalen Hurts really gotta step it up, but a win's a win. Saquon looked fresh. He looked great. He looked vibrant. That first run he did like a little spin get off me. Like, hey, he's looking right. He's looking right. And man, you talk about moments, nigga. You talk about moments, nigga. Yo, I'm running that joint to the crib.
Yeah, he wilded. Yeah,
The dagger,
I would have
the
scored a touchdown.
dagger. Leave no doubt. Foot on neck. Dagger. I'm running that joint. You wide open, like bro. No one else has to run. If they run, that's their fault. I'm running to the casa.
Because then, like, negotiations, like, whatever. I scored this many touchdowns in the playoffs, or I have this many yards in the playoffs. But yeah, it's many, like, Devonta Smith, like, that. The receivers for Philly have to be upset. They have to be. Because it's like, yes, it's like, it's double-sided. Dual-edged sword, if you will. You're winning games. You're in the playoffs. You're competing for your ultimate goal of winning a title. Fair. However, Kamala, you're not getting any burn. You're getting nothing. You sit on the bench, like, doing shit. And let me look at their stats. Devonta Smith, 4 catches. Cool. 55 yards. A.J. Brown, 1 catch for 10 yards. As a whole, Jalen Hurts only completed 13 passes. So it was Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. Those are the two. That's 8. They both had 4 catches. That's 8 out of the 14. 8 out of the 13. I apologize. So it's like, yeah, like you're winning games. So at the end of the day, it's a team sport. There's no I in team, and that's all that matters. Yes, you want to win games. But at the end of the day, you kind of want to be the reason why you're winning too. Like, but if it ends into a Super Bowl or a Super Bowl appearance, no one gives a fuck. No one cares. There were moments when we played Pop Warner, right? Yes, we thought we were good. We thought we had moments. We thought we could do. What did it? We played our position to the best offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and helped the team win. We won games, and we didn't care because we were winning games and blowing teams out and making it happen. So it's been tight. AJ Brown obviously is upset, but at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares? I want to give a shout out because Packers lost though. Josh Jacobs.
Monster.
Josh Jacobs is a monster. And you mentioned it. Should have gave the ball more. This game was 16-10. Well, 16-3 at the end of the third quarter. But at the really end of the third quarter, Josh Jacobs had like, nah, if I'm going out, I'm taking y'all niggas with me. Like, he became a man amongst boys and damn near dragged an entire team into the end zone scored the next play to start the fourth quarter. Starting the fourth quarter, it was 16-10. So it was a competitive, at least competitive-ish game. But Packers got behind the 8 ball. There was 4 turnovers total. The start of the game, kickoff.
Yep.
So it's like, damn, we already short man. You're already undermanned with no receiver, barely any receivers. The defense is hurt. The offensive linemen are getting hurt left and right during the game. And Jordan Love is battling an elbow to start the game off that badly with the turnover and the kickoff. Eagles win. Like that. Once it happened, I was like, "Yep, I'm cooking dinner," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this game's over." Like it is what it is. Like where do the Packers go from here? Every year they get a little bit more older, they get more experience, but at some point, like you don't know what they need. They can't keep being the 7th seed. Like yes, this year was an anomaly because the Vikings were good and the Lions were good, and they kept being, but they couldn't beat good teams all season. Lost to the Eagles twice. Lost to the Vikings twice. Lost to the Lions twice. That's 6 losses right there. Like all the good teams they faced, they couldn't beat. So something has to shift. But something has to change
They gotta
because
make a splash. They gotta make a splash.
they gotta make something happen because they can't have a home playoff game. Yes, you're playing in the Lions division, and the Lions probably going to keep winning the division, but be a better seed than the 7th seed. Because this is back-to-back years, you were tasked with doing the impossible and going on the road and making it happen. Sunday night, a game that I missed because I was tired and also my streams weren't working, so I couldn't get a while to rewatch it. But it's fine. Hey, peek behind the curtain. Your boy broke. I don't got cable. I know it's on NBC. I watch the streams. I don't give a damn. Regardless, though, Commanders upset the Buccaneers 23-20. Shabazz and I both called the upset. We both said the Commanders would win. Baker Mayfield played a great game. It's 15 for 18, 200 yards. However, two passing touchdowns. But however, costly fumble. The fumble. Yes, the rookie center. He owned it. Like, yep, I snapped it too low. Made it, but the quarterback, as you mentioned earlier, the quarterback's that lost. Your job is to cover up mistakes. Your job is to be the reason why you win and not the reason why you lose. Your job is to be the solution to all of the problems. And even then, it was 17-13. You guys had the lead. So, and Shannon Sharp said this best. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. He's, again, really, really insightful. Teams that get okay, you have a turnover, right? Jayden Daniels had to capitalize on that turnover, right? So give credit to Baker Mayfield. Yes, he had one bad but then he went down the field, kicked the field goal. So they were tied. He did his job a little bit. Could have tried to go for a touchdown, but couldn't get to the end zone. Hey, shout out to the kicker. I don't know the kicker for the Bucks, but made it happen nonetheless. Made his kicks, didn't miss any kicks, but they had to settle for 3 instead of 7. So that's the kind of reason where you got take advantage of a young team. Jayden Daniels, hey man, Arizona State, LSU. He's an old rookie. He's seen it all. He's done it all. Won a Heisman. He's the first rookie quarterback since Russell Wilson to go on the road and win a playoff game. There's 3 rookies total who have done that in the 21st century. Jayden Daniels, Russell Wilson, Mark Sanchez. Those are the 3 guys that have gone on. Oh, and Joe Flacco, the 4th. So now Jayden Daniels is the 4th to go as a rookie, true rookie, on the road and win a playoff game. Impressive as hell. Again, I'm not saying they're gonna make the NFC title game. I'm not saying they're gonna have a Mark Sanchez moment and be close in the AFC title game or NFC title game in this situation. But winners write the story, and winners write the history. And the history of the 2024 season is going to be like Jayden Daniels is him. And they're like, oh, he had the same stats as Caleb Williams. Oh, he had similar stats to Bo Nix. But in terms of being clutch, in terms of having the intangible, in terms of being poised way beyond his years, he had 5, including Sunday night. 5. No, that's 5. No, it's 5.
No, that's 6.
What's your stat? Hold on. What's your stat?
I was going to say 5 game-winning drives.
Oh, yeah.
What
I
was you
think
gonna
it's
say?
6. I think five. Yeah, Get Up said 6 yesterday.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
Hail Mary.
Giants game, Bengals game was not really go ahead drive, but game winning, I guess. So Giants, Bengals, Eagles a couple weeks ago, the Hail Mary, this game, and then I'm guessing I'm missing another game.
Oh, Jayden Daniels himself, yes, but the Commanders, they got the Cowboys on week 18. They won on the last second too.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah,
But
he didn't play, so, yeah, but he
so
had five. He has led five. The team has six. Cool. Look at that. Boom, we figured it out. Point is, this team is clutch. Bobby Wagner, veteran. He got trucked by Baker Mayfield though. You gotta give him that. Yeah, he
boom.
got trucked. And hey, shout out to Mike Evans. Mike Evans, hey, he beat Lattimore this time. Lattimore don't care. Got the dub nonetheless. All right. Hey, this weekend, this Commanders Lions game, the over. That's all I'm gonna say. The over.
It's cold outside.
Good shit, but I watched the Commanders, man. It's kind of wild to see DC, the DMV represented with Baltimore and the Commanders making it happen. Good shit, y'all. Good shit, y'all.
They the little bros, they doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Big bro, hold it down. Little bro, hold it down too.
Oh, and one last thing before I let you go. Jayden Daniels, like I'm not when I say this, don't be like, oh my god, no, disrespectful. He's Lamar Jackson X in terms of how effective he's running the ball, bro. It's like he didn't run a lot, but he did. It's like he only had like 8 carries, but it's like all of those carries, especially in the last drive, to basically ice the game and win the game. Like, bro, that's like clutch shit. That's like you inject that shit into my veins. Like I love that shit. So good shit for Jayden Daniels, man. Like he's gonna be a problem for the future in the NFC.
Yeah, for sure. My takeaway is that Jane Daniels is him. Zane Gonzalez, OCD.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was
But
wild, but he made the kick. So if you gotta do that every time, do it every time as long as you make the kicks. I mean, I missed it. Everyone's clowning him already, but if you had missed the kick, then it's like that times like a million. All turnovers aren't created equal. Shannon Sharp says this a lot in regards to Joe Burrow, but I'm making it apply to Baker Mayfield. Where if you had he played a clean game, he played a good game, like you mentioned. He only missed a couple passes, 2 touchdowns. Bucky Irvin was nice. His rookie campaign's old, but you can see the future stardom with this young kid. But then you got a fumble in the fourth quarter. Now, you mentioned it, Shannon mentioned it. You got to capitalize on those turnovers. 100% valid. 100% valid. But this was after, like, you got to contextualize it. Like, they had just missed a 4th goal. So you're marching down and then you fumble and give them a short field. And they're going for it anyway. And Terry McLaurin, I'm so happy for that young man. I'm so happy for Terry McLaurin because he's one of those guys like, WWE, like, you deserve it. Like, Terry McLaurin deserves everything he gets because he's so, like, humble. He stuck it out when he could have easily got a bigger badge somewhere. He's like, I'm loyal to Washington. So that's love right there. But Baker Mayfield had a good season. Top 5 in passing touchdowns, top 5 in yards. He played well, but I don't know what they go from here. They just middle of the pack. They're not in the NFC. Not even Green Bay. You got Eagles, Detroit, Washington now. Who can you honestly say that you're better than? It's not a lot of teams in the NFC. NFL, no. NFC, sure, but you benefit like the Patriots did all those years, and the Bills now, and the Texans now. You play in a subpar division.
yeah.
So it's like you kind of like now. Last year was an anomaly where everyone thought you was about to get your brakes beat off of you, but you upset Philly.
No, I think we picked the upset. I think a lot of people, us included, we picked. We was like, yeah, fuck Philly because they were
Matt
funk.
gang, but Funk. I don't know. Well, people had Philly winning, but you upsetted them. You know what I'm saying? No Commanders. I'm going with Commanders against Detroit. Where's the bond? But yeah, man, I know Baker played well, but Jayden just played better. and then they all came down to a field goal, and that was the best game of the weekend because this, unfortunately, lead into last night where man, listen, Rams, Rams. I put it in the group chat earlier, and I was like, oh,
I had to
Rams
reset. Had to fix the spelling real quick. Sorry.
might,
There we go.
Rams might win the Super Bowl because of the LA fires. You know, the tragedy, like like rallies the team. No, because Ravens won the chip, but this definitely could carry momentum because they didn't play at home. They played in Arizona, and Jared Verse just dominated the game. 9 sacks, the whole team had. Sam Darnold, I feel bad, but then I don't. Um, Cause he made some money. He made some. He made some. What I think he should do, honestly, check me out. And Matt, that you're here, you know, Giants, hit them up, 30 Mims. As maybe win, maybe lose. You drive Travis. You get a 1 year win to Sam Darnold, and then what I'm saying, go from there. That's an option. That is an option. But he needs to go to an offensive system that's like a coach that's gonna help him grow. But he's limited. So I think JJ McCarthy coming back looking like Anakin Skywalker. Like his rookie campaign might try to do some shit where I'm out here. And Matt said he wouldn't be mad. So for me, that's a resident Giants fan. So he wouldn't be mad at Sam Darnold for the 1 year rental. Maybe a 2 year deal. We'll see. But Rams, they gotta look. The injuries is tough. The injuries is tough to the key players, but Sean McVay, man. Sean McVay, we trust. I like him a lot. He's a good coach. I feel bad for Justin Jefferson, another. But like for me, like skill position guys don't get scrutinized for not like if you play well in the playoff, like Lad McConkey. No one's gonna talk shit about Lad McConkey. He had a $188 touchdown. He cooked. But Justin Jefferson he played okay, right? What was the
Five
size?
catches for 56 yards.
Like that's meddling for a guy of his ilk, of like regular season dominance, all pro anonymous, like, but yet you have this no show relatively in the playoffs. So, but no one's gonna like talk about it. Everyone's he's still one of the greatest receivers in this generation. All pro, solidified. No matter how many lanes he plays, he's gonna be great. So, he's QB proof, but I know he wants more success in the postseason because your
Yeah.
2 playoff games, you got upset by the Giants at home.
He had a great game that game though.
He did have a good game. I get it. He cooked that game, but he still the team lost, and then you lose last night. But the Vikings will be okay. No one had these expectations for them anyway. People was like, "Oh, they're gonna be the 4th place team because of JJ McCarthy being injured." So to go from low expectations to 14 wins, 5th seed could have been a 1 seed if you took care of business.
Yeah.
You don't got money, you can go on to the ether and live happily ever after, and you just rebuild and you retool with a rookie contract, and I think you got to pay Addison eventually, so you're good to go. Draft a running back, draft some offensive linemen. They have a lot of fucking free agents though. And Brian Flores might get hired as a head coach. So it's a rebuilding year for Minnesota. Shout out to the Rams. They earned that. They go to Philly, where I'm rooting for LA, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with fires and all that stuff is also fuck Philly.
Philly, right.
I got a couple takeaways. First takeaway, um, the Rams are good. The Rams and they played week 18 perfect. It's like, oh, don't you want to play the Commanders? They said we gonna take rest over anything. Like we gonna rest our key guys and let the chips fall where they may. If we win, we host the Commanders. If we lose, we host Minnesota. They didn't care because they rather be a healthy team in the playoff. Obviously, that help did nothing because you have Tyler Higbee did get hurt, Puka Nakua got hurt, Kyrie Williams got hurt. But at the moment when this game started, oh, we got probably one of the more healthy teams in the roster in the league. So Oh, come on now. Come on now. Yo. You see it, man. You see it, man. Hold on.
I think he's
Hold on.
talking about me, but
Come on now.
he's talking about
All in all, so again, when it comes to the Rams, they played it perfectly. They had a great game plan and their defense. Jared Verse, Dog, Braden Fisk, both FSU boys, that 13-0 FSU team that was last year, dogs. And obviously, they're both on the Rams making it happen. That's the first takeaway. Second takeaway, Minnesota. You said everything right about Minnesota in terms of don't be disappointed in this and how the season played out. Yes, be disappointed how it ended, but like season as a whole, you lost 4 games this year to 2 opponents. Like you lost to the Rams and you lost to the Lions. Everybody else you beat. So it's crazy though. It's
that's
sad.
crazy.
It's
They
like
only lost to the Rams and the Lions. That's
yeah, it's like in week 6 and 7 they lost to the Lions and Rams back to back, and then to end their season they lost to the Lions and Rams back to back. So it's like you beat everybody else. You beat the Texans, you beat the Niners, you beat the Packers twice. Like you had a great season, and shout out to all of you guys. Most of the teams that made the playoffs and lost, with the exception of the Chargers, who lost, you're like, damn, you didn't really have like Super Bowl expectations or anything crazy. Like I don't think anybody was picking the Broncos to win the Super Bowl or the like nobody was picking the teams that lost to win the Super Bowl,
true.
right? Maybe no one really was picking the Chargers either. Chargers Texans, no one's picking them to win the Super Bowl, right? So it what the wild card weekend does, and this is where we're gonna talk real quick and then we end the show. What wild card weekend does is trim the fat.
Oh, I love that analogy.
It trims the fat. It gets the teams that don't belong out by hook or by crook. The best 8 teams are in the playoff right now. In the situation, the AFC is the 4 division winners, then the NFC 3 division winners, and then the Commanders. When it comes to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, is the best weekend in the NFL playoffs by far. It's the best. You trimmed the fat. You trimmed all the losers who didn't really have a chance. No shade to the Chargers. No shade to the Bucks. Shade to the Vikings because they were fraudulent 14-3.
Shade of Pittsburgh, you know.
Oh, Pittsburgh, we knew. We didn't talk about that. Pittsburgh lost 6 straight playoff games, extending a franchise record, which is nuts. Last playoff game that they won, because they even lost in 2017 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they haven't won a playoff game since like 2016. It's crazy. But I'll say all this to say, we are going to preview, in my opinion, the best weekend in the NFL in the divisional round tomorrow night at 8:30 EST. This weekend in sports, Shabazz, is going to be one of, if not the greatest weekend in sports of all time. If you're a Notre Dame fan, yes. If you're a football fan, of course. Divisional round Saturday, Sunday, Notre Dame national title game Monday night. And if you're also a fan of other sports, you got UFC 311. This weekend is going to be fantastic. Saturday is going to be awesome with the appetizer. And they got 2 main entrees Saturday night with Commanders Lions, and then Sunday night with the Bills Ravens, and then Monday night get the dessert of the Natty. Like
And it's
I'm excited,
MLK, niggas is off.
and it's Dr. King Day. You get 3 days off. You get to enjoy all of it, man. You get to enjoy it. A 3-day weekend, man. You get to enjoy it all, man. Whew. Best weekend in sports. Unfortunately for the losers, moment of silence. Those who advance, they just get one step closer to the ultimate goal. Elku, if you're still here, it's always fuck Philly. It's fuck Philly. Uh, yeah, TikTok ban is also happening on Sunday. Like, there's a whole lot going on. I think they extended it. Who knows? Man, regardless, though, I'm Natty Babs. That's Shabazz. Shabazz, you want to close this out or you want me to go for it?
Got y'all, man. I got y'all, man. Well, thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend, tell a friend. Live your lives in the 4 F's in the V, which is faith, family, food, football,
Vindication.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30, man. It's only 5 games. There's only 5 games we're talking about. So it's gonna be a quick show. They get quicker and quicker as the games go by and the weeks go by, unfortunately. But it's peak football. It's peak season now. Big boys. And then the AFC is the same 4 teams as last year. So that's a trend that it might not break anytime soon because the Chiefs gonna be the Chiefs. The Bills, they run the AFC East. The Kings of the North. And then the South is honestly trash. It's honestly trash. So Houston, by default, is the kings of that. But we'll see. We'll see. We got some agendas. We definitely got the agendas. Word. I ain't mad at it though. But see you guys tomorrow. Tell a friend, all that good jazz, and peace.